openbadges.me is a great site to use because it's a one-stop shop. You can prepare badges and you can issue badges. The first thing you're going to want to do is become a badge issuer. So all you do is go to badge issuers, click on the pink create issuer button and fill it in. Now, we're just learning how to use the site, so I encourage you just to fill it in, save it, and play with it to make sure you actually want to use it before you get everything just right. Once you're an issuer, you can create a graphic. The graphic is not the badge. So let me take you through that process because it seems like there's an extra step. I'm going to show you how to make this graphic. So you click create graphic, and I'm going to show you how to build it in the program. If you want to use Canva, you can, but like I said, I want to show you the one-stop shop aspect. So I click on build graphic and I give it a name. I'm just going to name this one curating resources 2. And then you'll have to give it a description. I'm going to just quickly put something in here, not something real specific. Like I said, you're just playing with it. Students gather relevant and credible resources through research. And then I would add more, but for now, let's just leave it at that. Then you hit create and it takes you to the design part. So I like to start with the shape. I think that's the best thing to do. And so this is the shape that I chose for that one. And once I chose that, I changed the color because I want it to be my school colors. And so I chose a maroon. That one's better. You can see how I'm just clicking inside here. This is kind of like that old Microsoft Paint thing that we used to all do when we were kids. So these are hex codes. If you're not familiar with hex codes, you can just look that up on Google and get any hex code that you want if you want to match your school's color. And then the next thing you could do is choose an inner shape. I'll show you what that does. It gives you another shape there, and then you can layer things. So like if you wanted this text to still be here and put that shape behind there, you could. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to show you these tools. This will move it up and down. The next one will move it left and right. That one, you can see it's moving it diagonally. This one is going to also move it. This one makes it rotate. So, and this does like your shadow or opaqueness, I guess. But I'm not going to use a shape, so I'm just going to hit that little button and eliminate that. I'm going to go to text next because this is what I mostly care about. So I'm going to call this curating resources, excuse me. I do not like that font, and also I'm going to move it. But the first thing I'm going to want to do is get the font that I'm going to use because it might be a different size. Then I'm going to change the size of it and start moving it around. Clearly it needs to be put in the middle and down a little bit. And then, you know, I think that text is a little too large for that spot. Okay, so now I have to move it. So you're gonna have to play with it a little bit just to get it exactly where you want it. And, you know, that's just part of playing with badges. And I'm actually going to leave the font as black, but if you wanted to change the color of the font, you would just click in here and change that. You can also add a second line of font. You can use a different font, but I don't need a second line here. I'm not really worried about that. You could put something down below in this maroon area if you wanted. You could put something up here. I'm not going to do that. That's your choice. So they do have a curved text option. So if you select one that's round, or you put a shape that is, or an inner shape that's a circle, you could put some font around that if you wanted to. You can also add a banner if you choose one without a banner. And then like if I wanted to, this banner could be underneath those words. But I'm not going to use that. Like I said, I'm keeping it simple. The last thing that I'm going to do is add an icon. And so there's a lot of icons here to look through. And if you select one of these, it kind of gives you a grouping, if you will. The only thing that I don't like about this is that you can't search for an icon. So I was looking for the magnifying little search, not magnifying glass, but little search thing that means search online. And it took me a long time to find it. In fact, I don't know that I'm going to find it real quick right now. I mean, look at all of these. I'm not sure where it was. Let's try this. Definitely want to put the search icon on here, but there it is. Okay. Now you can see it's kind of sticking down and it's too large, and so I'm just going to change the size of it, move it to the middle, and that's where I'm going to put my icon. Now, another thing that frustrated me was you can add your own icon, but you can only put one icon, because I tried to add another icon and it just replaced the one that I had. I wanted to put the pre-eng icon down here, but I couldn't. Okay, so I'm almost done, but I'm thinking I do want to add a white background just to make the words pop. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to change it from transparent. I'm going to go do white. I know that white is just F's. And now I'm all done. So I'm going to save this graphic. It's there, okay? So I have made this exactly the same way that I made the other one. Now, I'm going to go to Manage Badges. Wait, did it not? It didn't save? Oh, sorry. I'm going to publish that graphic. It just took a second to load. Now I'm going to go to Manage Badges. So you didn't just create the badge. You just made the graphic of the badge. So now you're going to hit Create, and you have to fill in all of these things. What's really nice is here at the bottom, it tells you what you have not filled in. Issuer is filled in, so it's pink. I have to fill all of these in. So I'm just going to really quickly fill these in. I don't need to go through all of this again. One of the nice things is if you do make a site with all the badges and criteria, etc., you can put a link there so that you can just link to that particular criteria. Now you need to choose a graphic. That's the only thing left down here. It's telling you in yellow. So I'm just going to go grab my graphic and I'm going to hit publish. I don't need to save a draft. And now my badge is ready. So now, if you want to keep going, you can issue the badges. So you can see that there's manual entry and imported file, either one. Let's just click on it. Okay, what you would do is select the badge and issue it. I don't think that there's any other way to issue other than email. And that really disappoints me because I don't want students to have to go in and claim a badge. But you can type in their name and email. You could also import them just like you do in other programs. You go to Infinite Campus, get your, CSV file of your roster and put them in. And then that way it would be easy to find them. But I think doing it manually wouldn't be too hard. So there's your one-stop shop for creating and issuing badges.